What's up, guys? Thanks for joining us on the bench today. I'm Ben. This is Tyler.
And this is Bench Time. We're just two guys who are on the bench when it comes to the starters like ESPN, Fox, or any of the other big dogs. So join us on the bench and let's talk a little bit of fantasy football today, eh? Or next, we have our wide receiver rankings.
Yes, sir.
To start, we have Tyreek Hill. It's Tyreek Hill. Come on. He's top 100, number one player.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Real ones know he's not, but
that's crazy considering that he didn't win Offensive Player of the Year when Christian McCaffrey won Offensive Player of the Year. So tell me how that works? I mean, I probably would have been less upset.
Voting for?
I would have been less upset to see Christian McCaffrey at one, knowing that he won Offensive Player of the Year and he had such a great year. Don't get me wrong, Tyreek also had a great year, but
I mean, it really should have been Patrick Mahomes, but hey.
Should have been Malik Heath.
The Malik Heath.
Shout out Malik Heath. And then you come in here at number 2, you got CeeDee Lamb. These could be interchangeable for a lot of people. I think a lot of people are going either way with their wide receiver one.
I think it also just kind of depends on if they sign CeeDee, if he plays, because he's still holding out. I mean,
definitely.
If he's holding out, obviously you don't take CeeDee Lamb that high up there. But if they do, he's going to be CeeDee like last year, especially because
doesn't have
he's that guy there. Brandon Cooks, wide receiver 2. Come on, more like wide receiver 7 over there.
7.
Next, this is a stretch. Amon-Ra St.Brown.
Bruh.
He had a good year last year. The sun god will be shining brighter because they got an easy schedule coming. Best O-line. Wide receiver 1 with Jameson Williams as wide receiver 2, and he's not really established, in my opinion.
I agree. I don't think there's much to be said other than that. I think Amon-Ra St.Brown, over the past few years, he's definitely earned his way to getting up in this top 3 in fantasy rankings.
I think right now, you look at Amon-Ra at number 3, you're like, that's way too high. But at the end of the year, it's going to be perfect. Right under that, another stretch, Garrett Wilson.
I'll tell you what, it's going to be a hot take for me, but I personally like Garrett Wilson over CeeDee Lamb in the fantasy draft. I think Garrett Wilson's going to put up Devontae Adams-like numbers with the Jets this year. I think you're going to see it. This Aaron Rodgers effect's going to really take full effect this year.
I agree. I don't know about CeeDee Lamb type agree, but I do think he has a really good year with Aaron Rodgers. They finally can get that duo if he stays healthy.
Yeah.
If he makes it more than 5 plays, I'm going to take the over at 4.5 plays with Aaron Rodgers.
I think that's a good play. I'll take under 6.5, but I'll take the over 4.5.
Oh,
I'm gonna
okay.
yeah. So I'm hoping 5 or okay. We're dead though.
Anyways,
Ja'Marr Chase coming in at number 5 spot. This could be even interchangeable with a couple guys up above if you really want to do it. But I mean, other than that, he's got the split, targets. We don't even know if he's got a contract yet or if he wants to even play in Cincinnati. Hopefully they get that locked up very soon.
Yeah, he's been holding out too. A lot of people aren't really talking about that one. But
no, they're not.
They should get that one figured out.
Yeah,
too.
That's a really big one. I mean, you're going to want Ja'Marr Chase on the field to start week 1. If you don't, it's going to be like the Bengals the past few years where every year they start 2-3 or, some just negative 500 record.
Yeah.
It's not going to be good.
And then they're going to cook out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Classic Bengals.
Just JJ coming in at 6. That's a tough one just based on Sam Darnold's quarterback play. If Sam Darnold can be average, then I think Justin Jefferson definitely can hold this number 6 spot, I think.
Yeah. I agree. Good old Justin Jefferson, I mean, every time that ball will get in his hands, he's going to make a play.
Mm-hmm.
But if that ball will get in his hands because of Sam Darnold.
And I mean, let's think Kirk Cousins he did throw a lot of passes that really shouldn't have been catchable balls, but JJ is the guy. He is that dude. He is him. So,
we'll see. Yeah, he could easily be top 3 at the end of the year too, but just because of the quarterback play, he's just a little bit lower. A
Yep.
little risky.
Coming in at number 7, A.J. Brown should have an up year with this new offense.
Yeah. Last year he had a lot of high yards per reception. He had high targets, a lot of touchdowns. It should be the same thing this year. I mean, especially with Jalen Hurts and that whole Eagles team angry over last year. Should be good. The only thing that's tough is that schedule, and then Devontae Smith still being there, and or Dallas Goedert.
I'm glad that I think it's probably best that Julio Jones is not there anymore because I almost felt like they tried to make it a priority to try to get him the ball.
Yeah, there's that one game where he had 2 touchdowns and 2 catches or
Yeah,
something like
and then a
that.
couple games later, he got like hit so hard that he was like, "I'm done. We're
He's like, I'm
retiring."
out.
Right on the spot.
Following AJ Brown, we have
Puka
Puka Nakua. I hit
Nakua.
that low key.
You kind
I
of
feel
did.
like I did.
I mean,
Anyways,
put on the
maybe that
jumbotron.
was kind of the situation where you're in your car. You think you're hitting that high note, and then a notification come through on your phone, and you're hitting that high note right when it goes through, and you're like, ooh,
That was
shut it down.
not good.
Shut it down. That was
Shut
not
it
good.
down.
Anyways, yeah, Puka Nakua, he had a crazy year last year. High targets, lots of yards. Even with Cooper Kupp, when he came back, he was still wide receiver 1. I mean, let's be real. And he's wide receiver 1 this year again.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing that holds me back here is just knowing Matthew Stafford's availability. But even, I mean, last year Puka showed even under different quarterbacks that he was still going to produce.
Yeah.
So
Right under that, we have Devontae Adams. It's Devontae Adams, but the only thing that scares me is just the quarterback play.
yeah, I agree. That's
They
going to be a tough
ruined
one.
that connection starting Gardner Minshew. Even though Devontae Adams, he likes Aiden O'Connell.
Yeah,
but
and he gets fed when Aiden O'Connell's on the field for sure.
yeah. So if Aiden O'Connell's playing, Devontae Adams up. He's not down. But Gardner Minshew was announced the starter today. So
Yeah, take it for what you want.
yeah.
Michael Pittman coming in at number 10 here. I like it. I think he really shined in the first couple games of the season with Anthony Richardson. I think they were connecting up pretty well. So I think he's going to have a lot better of a TD type of year, and I think his yards are going to really be shown as well.
Yeah, you could even maybe take him above Devontae Adams and Puka Nakua, in my opinion.
You definitely could. I mean, especially just knowing that you have a lock at quarterback to, as with all of this being injuries turned off sliders wise. So I do like Michael Pittman here at number 10. I agree.
Yeah. Right after that, Brandon Ayuk, if he gets paid.
Yep.
You know,
Could move.
Ayuk.
Could move depending on if he gets traded to a certain team or not. But
Yeah.
we'll see how it goes. You know.
This is week 2 of preseason. So
Yep.
if you're drafting before preseason, you shouldn't be in a fantasy league. You should know it's prime time after week 2, before week 3, or after week 3. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But don't draft before preseason. Come on now.
It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous.
Just criminal behavior.
Coming in at number 12, Chris Olave. Olave. I know it's Olave. This one is. I'm staying away from all Saints players this year because this is a scary team to even judge right now. Derek Carr at quarterback doesn't give me any hope at all. And that's all I got to say about Chris Olave.
Yeah, it's just that they don't have a good O-line. Derek Carr. But it's Chris Olave. He still had a good year last year.
Can't sleep on him. He's a very good wide receiver. By no means are we underestimating his ability to play football. It's just the people around him.
I will agree it's a risk.
Mm-hmm.
But I would still take him over Christian Kirk, who's right under that. I've realized, though, in a lot of mock drafts, he is slipping a lot in drafts. So if that's happening in real drafts, we haven't done ours yet. But if that's happening in real drafts, I mean, if you can steal him in like the 7th round, hey, by all means,
get it done. Get her
done, because he's slipping in a lot of drafts. So maybe this is a little high. I don't know, but Christian Kirk is that guy. I mean, he proved he got his money's worth last year before he got hurt.
Yeah, no, I fully agree. I mean, this is a guy that they paid wide receiver one money to at the time, and I think this is a good year for him to really showcase that he was wide
Yeah,
receiver one.
he proved it, and I don't think Gabe Davis is really gonna have a crazy year.
No, I
I
think
think it's just really gonna stop more defenses. If anything, he's gonna get more single coverage opportunities.
it's going to be a down year for Gabe Davis, knowing that Josh Allen was just a different quarterback compared to Trevor Lawrence. So
Yeah.
two different play styles.
Right after that, we got Drake London.
Drake London, this is going to be your Justin Jefferson fill-in spot for Kirk Cousins, which is quite a downgrade from Kirk Cousins. But
Maybe. I mean, he was a
he had a good
first round fifth pick
yeah.
a couple years ago.
He definitely was. I mean, he showed it last year. I mean, he had a really good year last year for just the underwhelming quarterback play around him. So with Kirk Cousins coming in, I think Drake London definitely deserves his 14 spot.
Yeah. Right after that, we got a rookie.
Rookie alert.
Marvin Harrison Jr. I don't think I need to even think here. Everyone knows it's Marvin Harrison Jr. He's gonna pop off.
He could even
he's
go.
a dog.
He could be higher than this.
He could.
I mean, I think we talked about it last time. I think 1,010 easily out of Marvin Harrison, and to get him moved up, you could even see him going 1,250 and 12, 1,313 somewhere around there. I think it's going to be a really good year.
I think it helps with Kyler Murray because he's so short and Marvin Harson's so tall. He's throwing to a moving crane down the field.
Yeah, and I think this is the best target that he's had since D Hop.
Yeah,
for sure.
D Hop kind of effect here.
Yes.
Right after that, we got Jalen Waddle.
Love me some Waddle. He's been on my team almost every year.
This is true.
And I don't hesitate to.
Last year might have been the only year it paid off, though.
That is very true. I don't think any year it actually may have ever paid off because I have never got my winnings back in any place. So we've been bottom three the last few years.
Plays Krusty Krab.
The tiniest violin. It definitely is that situation. This is a different year, though. So no Packers players to be drafted.
He's definitely going to draft him.
Yeah, last pick. I'm going to just spend it. But hey.
Speaking of that, I would like to say I've always stood on don't draft your own team players unless it's, Tyreek Hill or the Dogs. But once we're in spots like this, outside of the top 15, you're going to start your players in spite probably or being selfish. Not really selfish. I can't think of the word, but you're going to be like, why would I not start my guy right now?
Yeah.
I mean, that's my guy.
Yeah.
Why would I not start Rashee Rice over, let's say, Mike Evans?
Yeah.
I mean,
there's going to be a spot where you're going to be like, dang, I should have played Mike Evans there.
Because you don't really look in the depth of the game. Like, if you're playing a team with a really good
just too biased right off the bat,
Biased, thank you. There's the word I'm thinking of.
You're really just fully investing your ability to think that your guys are going to get it done when 9 times out of 10 you're better off choosing the better pickup and just stop thinking regardless of team,
Unless it's Patrick Mahomes or Travis Kelce.
Very obvious one picks for sure.
Other than that, I just try to stay away from it just because it makes you think differently when it comes to that.
Yeah.
So
Jalen Waddle coming in at 16. Finish that up. Tua, good setup there. He got OBJ there as well. So, I mean, he should have no problem with his cornerback matchups. I think it's a good spot for Jalen.
Right.
Calvin Ridley coming in at 17, wide receiver 1 for Tennessee.
Oh, yeah. Figured out that's high, I guess, when it comes to mock drafts. The ones I've been doing lately, he's been slipping too. So take that with what you want, but it's Calvin Ridley.
Yes.
And him and Will Levis, I think, will have a connection.
I think they're going to really have a good connection this year. And, I mean, even with D-Hop coming back to that roster at some point, I think that's still just going to help Calvin Ridley get one-on-one matchups. I think having that wide receiver 2, wide receiver 1 combo can be a good and a bad thing. In this case, this is a good thing, I think, for Will Levis at least as well.
D-Hop will play the season opener, I think.
Yeah.
So I don't think you have anything to worry about there,
Mm-mm.
Titans fans. All right. Right after Calvin Ridley, we got Mike Evans. I mean, it's
Mikey.
Mike Evans, Mr. 1,000. I mean, just your good old.
It's hard not to go wrong with this pick.
Yeah.
This is Mike Evans. He does this every year, year in, year out. You know you're not going to miss.
No, he's not a bad pick. There's a couple games where he's not going to do much, but then right after that, he's going to
Mm-hmm.
get like 30. So,
Yep. Trust the process.
yeah, good old Mike Evans.
Number,
Right after that, we got T. Higgins.
there we go.
He's also a little frustrated there.
He is. He's playing on that franchise tag, and
Requested a trade.
I mean he's still showing
said
up.
no, of
Shout
course.
out to him, still showing up, still getting it done. Seems like he's gonna play for the Bengals this year, really no problem. But it's gonna get to a point where they're gonna need to pay that man. They're gonna need to pay Jamar Chase too. It's gonna be a tough
Yeah, it's gonna get
salary going on there in Cincy. But T. Higgins still like all the potential from him. Big target, big red zone target. You shouldn't see any decrease in ability from him other than just watching his injuries, just making sure
Yeah.
he stays healthy.
At 20, we got Tank Dell. Now, this is tough because, like I said earlier, the Texans have 3 wide receiver ones.
And
I mean,
there's
it
a
is
lot of
crazy out there.
there's a lot of mock drafts that even have all three of them, above each other. Some of them have Tank Dell there, some of them have Nico Collins, and then some are like take Stefan over those two guys. It's a
Yeah,
toss up.
if it's me personally, out of all 3 of those guys, I'm going to take Tank just because of that connection they had before he got hurt. His speed,
Yes.
him in the slot. I just think he'll probably edge out. Whoa. He'll probably do better than Nico Collins and Stephon, in my opinion. But
I agree.
like he said, they're interchangeable. They could go back to back to back. It does not matter.
Yeah.
Moving on at 21, we have Debo Samuel.
Debo.
And then right after that, Terry McLaurin.
Terry McLaurin. Let me tell you what. Jaden Daniels this year,
Spin it.
it's going to be Rookie of the Year. We've already established that. But there's going to be one man who's going to go off this season, who goes off every season. He has a good year every year. This is like a lower range Mike Evans that you're watching. He's going to do good every year with whatever quarterback is there.
Uh-huh.
And Terry McLaurin is going to produce. I personally think 22 is a crime. I think I could easily put him in the top 15.
Really?
I think I could find 1 or 2 wide receivers that I could interchange with
It's
him.
just a little risky because I know we're high on Jaden Daniels.
And it's a rookie quarterback. We don't know exactly what's going to happen.
We are high on him, but I mean, we still got to think there's that chance he just struggles.
Yeah.
And
fantasy is all about, you want to stay true to your statistics and what you know. And sometimes you're going to have to make that just 3-point shot to hopefully you get that player and hopefully he's going to produce.
Yeah.
I think Terry McLaurin's my 3-point shot here.
Okay. I like the bold call there.
Zay Flowers coming in at 23. That's a really good spot for him there. I like that. I like that a lot. Especially with the loss of OBJ, he's going to get a lot of targets this year.
Yeah. Following, we have Malik Neighbors. This one might be a little high considering seeing Daniel Jones throw 2 interceptions in a preseason game.
Yeah.
I hope he can help that man. But Malik Neighbors is a beast. He should cook there. Granted, if they can connect, but he's really the only wide receiver there.
I agree. I think he's going to have a little OBJ effect with this play. I think Eli Manning, as we saw, was not good towards the end of his career. And I think you have a similar situation with Daniel Jones, where I think Daniel Jones is actually I think Daniel Jones is worse than Eli Manning at the end of his career. That's giving him the very last benefit of the doubt. Malik Neighbors, I think, is still going to have a solid season. But personally, I think it's still a little too high. I think he could drop here to 30s, maybe 40s. But it's just so bad knowing that Daniel Jones is throwing that ball to him. So if that switches up, maybe we'll have a different change of opinion.
Right after that, at 25, we have George Pickens. He's obviously wide receiver 1, but Arthur Smith effect. We'll see how that is. They got a rough schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Don't even know who the quarterback is right now.
Yep.
But that guy can make some plays, that's for sure.
Yes, he is a Georgia dog.
Dog.
And that is all I'm going to say about George Pickens because I wanted him over Christian Watson. But anyway.
26, we have Devontae Smith. And then
Understandably.
27, Amari Cooper.
Amari Cooper coming in at 27. That's nice. I like that.
28, Stephon Diggs.
Yep.
29, Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Kupp. Some people
here.
might think that's low, but let's be real. He's getting up there with age and just the fact that his injuries have piled up. We've gone over the quarterback situation there. So
yeah, every year it seems like something's happening with Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nico Collins coming in at 30 to finish the trio of Texans receivers, which is having 3 wide receivers in the top 30 fantasy list is pretty big material right there to work with.
All of these guys are going to get you points. So
definitely,
it's just if you're drafting all 3 on your own team, good luck to you. Unless you just start all 3 of them at the same time every week.
God, that bye week's
that would be brutal.
It's gonna suck.
That'd be brutal.
31.
31, Rashee Rice. The Rashee Rice. Marquise Brown will be out for a couple weeks too in the beginning, so he should get fed a little bit. But even with Marquise Brown coming back, I don't think it's going to matter.
Yeah,
I think is the wide receiver 1 there.
I agree.
But Mr. Hollywood Brown is still a sleeper. I mean, I was so pumped when we got him. I wanted him so bad. He is going to have the best year of his career this year.
Yeah.
Draft him. He's going to slip very, very, very far.
Yeah, you can even check the AFC edition of our season predictions. We actually had Marquise Brown as a fantasy pickup on there as well. So,
yeah. Right after
DK Metcalf at 32. This is tough when you have 3 good wide receivers. I know you got JS in there, and I know Lockett's definitely getting up there with age, and that's going to revolve around how well Geno Smith plays. Really.
Yeah.
But,
and their O-line is not that good.
Yeah, it's a struggling passing O-line for them. Hopefully they can figure it out. DJ Moore coming in at 33, wide receiver 1 for the Bears. Some people could say that's not wide receiver 1, but I'll tell you, you're wrong. Because Keenan Allen is 1 Popeye's biscuit away from becoming a tight end.
He has gained 20 pounds supposedly this offseason, but he kind of does look like it.
He's getting there. He's starting to look like Kelvin Benjamin, and we do not want to enter that territory.
The James Harden effect is happening.
Yeah, definitely. Coming in at 34, a big sleeper here. And some of you might not know this, but
sleeper.
Deontay Johnson is on the Panthers.
He's on the Panthers?
He's on the Panthers.
Really?
Yeah, Carolina. The Catalina wine mixer. I think they changed their name this year to the Catalina wine mixer Panthers. Shout out, Step Brothers. Getting away from that, Deontay Johnson.
Wait. I need to stop you on Step Brothers. I need the world to come together here for just a moment. I think if everyone in the world watched Step Brothers once a month, maybe once every 6 months, once a month preferably, that would be world peace. That would solve world peace. What do you think? That is the greatest movie ever.
You made me want to say amen after that. I thought you were. I was praying that just then and there.
Pray to Step Bro.
Whoa. And moving on from there, we want to thank Step Brothers, and that's a full agreement to that. We need to watch that once a month, and we can all create peace and harmony. And it could possibly end world hunger. Moving on. Number 35 coming in, the wide receiver 1 for the Bo Nix-led Broncos. Courtland Sutton. I think this is going to be a really good year for Courtland Sutton. I think I do like Bo Nix starting this season, hopefully, for the Broncos.
He's had a pretty good preseason so far.
He has. He's really been showing off, especially against my Packers tonight. But understandably, we had second team in. But going 8 for 9 and a TD, solid stuff from the QB, and I like it. I mean, I think this is going to be a big upgrade from Russell Wilson last year for Cortland Sutton receiving touchdowns, yards, and just balls thrown his way in general.
I agree.
Curtis Samuel coming in at 36, the only wide receiver on the Bills.
Moving on. Romeo Dobbs at 37.
37, Romeo Dobbs.
Jordan Addison, 38.
38 is Jordan Addison. I like that there. Once again, it's just bad quarterback play. It's a tough one. It's a tough one there.
Yeah.
Chris Godwin coming in at 39. Always got to have Chris Godwin up there. It's like you got to include Devonta Smith and Chris Godwin because you know those are two. That's a wide receiver too, and Jalen Waddle as well.
How many touchdowns do you think Chris Godwin had last year, off the top of your head that you can remember?
I think he had a down year. I'm gonna say 6.
6?
Yeah.
He had 2.
Oh my God.
He had 2.
Well, then I think Chris Godwin's got to be due.
It's gonna be a good year. Not good year. Let's slow it down. Better year than last year for Chris Godwin.
He has to.
Making his value drop. It's like the stock market. Now is the time you buy him.
Buy low. Buy low. Rounding it out here at number 40, the Hollywood Brown.
Already touched on him.
But I tell you what, there's a sleeper here, and where Romeo Dobbs is could even be changed out this season by another Packers receiver, Dontavian Wicks. Do not sleep on this guy in fantasy this year. You'll be wondering why week 3, week 4, why Dontavian Wicks is on 99% of the rosters. It's because this man's going to show out. Trust me. This man's going to have probably the most targets of all the Packers by the end of the season. That's just future prediction there. So.